Welcome to the final battle of week number 3 of the FnF Oreburgh Gate Draft League preseason. This is going to be the battle between Noob Scrub's team, which is the E-level gamers, versus Centrios' team, which is Ashburn Snorlax. As a reminder, the Zeke Pokemon in this battle are Ivysaur with Z Any, Porygon with Z Any, and Kadabra with Z Attack. So this is looking like it'll be pretty interesting. There's a lot of powerhouses on Centrios' team. Diglett hitting hard and fast, Porygon hitting relatively hard, Snivy who could add up, Kadabra. On Noob Scrub's team there are quite a few powerhouses too, Staravia and Togedemaru for example, breaks in also. I think he'll probably use a little bit more of a defensive strategy. We have seen him use breaks in a little bit more defensively with Wish and Toxic. So there's also Shellos who could be very good defensively. So we'll see how this match unravels, and we'll go ahead and begin. Alright, the first lead for Noob Scrub is Togedemaru versus Bonk the Snivy. And Bonk goes for the Leaf Storm, it misses. It would have been a resisted hit, so I'm not sure how much it would have done. And Togedemaru is going to U-turn, taking out Snivy and pivoting into Staravia, who faces Mini Trios, who goes for the Sucker Punch. That does about 50%, but the Double Edge is going to take down Mini Trios, hitting very hard. Staravia down to about a quarter of its health, and Best Steel type the Prinplup comes in. Another Double Edge hits really hard, taking Best Prinplup down to 48, and down Staravia goes to a Scald. The score is 5-4. And Ivysaur comes in. Slimecicle is going to be the next Pokemon to come in, taking a knockoff, and Gooey is going to activate, lowering Ivysaur's speed. Interesting, I would have thought Slimecicle would have had Sap Sipper to deal with Leech Seed. But Slimecicle goes for the Draco Meteor and gets Toxic, so Spoon comes in instead, and instead gets hit by the knockoff, removing another Eviolite. Togedemaru is going to come in, Ivysaur not wanting to get hit by that Psyshock, and indeed Spoon uses Psyshock. A Shadow Ball is going to hit critically, doing about 47, but Togedemaru U-turns out successfully, taking out Kadabra. Score is 5-3, and Ivysaur comes back in, being a very bulky Pokemon versus your Dadgon, the Porygon. So a knockoff is also going to remove Porygon's Eviolite. Lots of Eviolites getting removed here. Psyshock does okay damage, but with Synthesis, Ivysaur is going to still be able to live quite a few more Psyshocks from this Porygon. And there's the Leech Seed. Ice Beam is going to do 22%, so Ivysaur is indeed more specially defensive than physically. And Ivysaur is just going to keep synthesizing up while gaining some HP from that Leech Seed. Porygon having a hard time breaking through Ivysaur, so yeah, Switch is the best option right now. And Slimecicle is going to come in. The Toxic is unsuccessful due to the fact that Slimecicle has already been Toxic. And Knockoff is going to do some chip damage. Slimecicle doesn't really have reliable recovery, so the Toxic chip damage is really going to harm it. Some Ice Beams do okay damage to Ivysaur, but Ivysaur is acting like a big wall here. And in comes Breaks in to take that predicted Ice Beam. It only does 5%, wow, not a lot of damage. And down goes Slimecicle to the Toxic Poison. Prinplup is the next one to come in, and Breaks in leaves just as soon as it comes. Shellos is going to come in to take the Scald. It's not a Storm Drain Shellos. It's probably a sticky hold Shellos. Both of these Pokemon miss their Toxics, and both of the Pokemon now hit their Toxics. And Prinplup is taken down to 42, Shellos to 83. Here comes Drillbur, and Stealth Rock are now up. But this Prinplup is on the timer. Drillbur bringing down Prinplup to 1%, and the Toxic is going to finish it off. Scald does decent damage, but not enough to take down Drillbur. And the last Pokemon to come in is Porygon, getting that Mold Breaker from Drillbur. Braixen's going to come in to take a Tri-Attack. It only does 17%. This is a really specially defensive Braixen. Yeah, the Psyshock doing more, even though it's a critical hit, showing that Braixen's really invested in special defense. I actually didn't know that Porygon could get Psyshock. That's pretty cool. So Porygon's going to get hit by that Toxic. It continues to Psyshock to try and target Braixen's lower defense stat, but it is now on a timer, and with Wish and Protect, it's only a matter of time until Porygon's going to go down to the Toxic damage. Indeed, we do see that Protect from Braixen, while Porygon tries to take it down with Psyshock. The Toxic is going to slowly whittle its HP down while Braixen sits at a comfortable HP. And finally, Flamethrower is going to be enough to take out Porygon, and that is the match. It's a 5-0 victory for the E-level gamers versus Ashburn Snorlax. Noobscrub using his strategy of Toxic Leech Seed chip damage over time. Ivysaur showcasing itself to be a premier wall in this league. And Centurios did have a lot of good offensive Pokemon, but it was really hard for him to break through those walls that Noobscrub had, especially with Synthesis and Wish and all these recovery moves, keeping him alive while Toxic did its thing. So that was all the battles of Week 3 of the FnF Oreburgh Gate Draft League preseason. Join in for Week 4 starting today, and I will see you in those battles. This is Noel from My Cornet. See you then.